What's up? It's Nalastasiaa and welcome back to my channel. Or welcome if you're new. We have tons of stuff that we're doing. We're gonna go thrift shopping. We're gonna read a couple of books. We find one that we just absolutely love. Real chill, relaxed vlogs, trying to rekindle and connect with our hobbies that make us feel human. Yeah. Let's get into it. Good morning. I decided to make myself some breakfast. I have a little bit of avocado toast on Dave's Killer Bread, some eggs. Typically I'll have some turkey bacon, but I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot to make it. I would eat it, but now that this is here and made, if I were to make the turkey bacon now, my eggs and toast would be soggy and cold. So I'm just gonna have to deal with not having turkey bacon. It's fine. I started off my morning by reading some Bride. I didn't get too far. I'm only about 80 pages in. And so far, I'm enjoying it. I've seen some reviews and I've had to go into this book. That's the thing with this book, is that you need to go in with it very lighthearted. Not expect anything serious from it, otherwise you're not gonna have a good time. So a lot of people were complaining about the fact that the main character says bonkers. I've said bonkers before, so I can't say much. I say okie dokie a lot. Especially when I'm texting people. So I am not fazed by it. Because they're like, who says that? I say that. We haven't gotten to see them together a lot. We just actually had their first full conversation together. There's a lot of inner monologue in this. But I already know. There was one conversation that our main male character, Lo, was having with some of his people. And it was kind of like on the hush-hush, low. And they're like, there's no way, she can't be. I already know what they're gonna say, because from the moment that she like came up to him, he's like, why do you smell like that? I'm gonna assume that she smells like his mate, which is confusing to him, I'm sure, because apparently he already has a mate. So I don't know how that's gonna turn out. But she thinks she smells atrocious. It's like a Twilight kind of situation where she thinks she smells so god-awful. You know, in that science room, or is it biology or something, where they're sitting there in the room and he gets a whiff of her. With the fan passing, and she's like, oh, I must smell really bad or something, and really she smells super freaking good to him. So it's one of those kind of situations. I've been trying to eat a lot lighter meals because my gallbladder has been acting up and I'm not sure what's triggering it. That's unfortunate, but I can feel I have like this pain like right here in between my ribs. I start to feel that pain. I know that my gallbladder is gonna start acting up soon. And I was having a bunch of attacks last week, so I am just trying to be really careful about the things that I'm eating right now. I'm gonna go back to reading some more of Bride. I probably not gonna read too much more at the moment, just because I have a video to edit and other things to do that I really have to get on top of. I just think it's you on some sort of my coffee in my wolf mug today because I thought, I'm reading Bride, how fitting. Perfect. I got to page 153. There's so many moments in here. The squeal that just left my body are so cute. This book is mainly through the perspective of Misery, Lark, our female main character. She is the daughter of this very powerful vampire figurehead amongst the vampire community. In the past was used as collateral. They had this agreement with the which are the werewolves, where they each send one of their own kind to the other's territory for 10 years. Every 10 years, it's a new person. But it's a child at the age of 8. They are sent into the enemy's territory for 10 years. Basically, is like, not a treaty, but basically like an armistice of saying, you don't kill our kind, we don't kill your kind of situation. And so Misery was the collateral for 10 years. And she had a foster sister, her name is Serena, and they grew really, really close. That happened to be like her only friend. 2 months prior to the wedding, Serena goes missing, and the only sort of evidence or clues leading to the fact of where she might have gone was a name, L.E. Moreland. And so one day, Misery's father basically summons her to come so he can talk to her. He is, wins Father of the Year award, if you're catching my sarcasm, trying to manipulate her into this marriage. She at first says no. And then he tells her who the marriage is to, and she goes, okay, I'll do it. Because the initials for the person that she is going to marry is L.E. Moreland. So she thinks that he has something to do with the disappearance of her sister. They are now working together to kind of like figure out what happened. POV is told solely through Misery's perspective. However, at the beginning of each chapter, we get these little insights as to how low our main male character is feeling. You can see at the very beginning there's little sentences, sometimes they're little paragraphs, and oh my gosh, there was one that like, she thinks that he hates her guts, which it could not be further from the fact. There's one, he says, the scent is growing into more than just a problem. It invades, it swirls, it travels, it sticks to his nose, it concentrates sometimes. He found himself tearing off the piece of fabric where her smell was most intense. He slipped it in his pocket and now carries it everywhere, even as he leaves to avoid her. Which I love that. This quote really got me. He's asking about like how he knows it's what's the right decision to make for the pack as an alpha, and how he determines that, how he knows. You know what makes alphas good leaders? Neither do I. But at times there are decisions that feel right, deep in the marrow of my bones, and you are one of them. Okay. I'm enjoying this so much. It's like, this is a smutty romance. It's gonna be cheesy. It's gonna be cringy sometimes. And that's why we love it so much. Obviously, it's not gonna be some sort of high fantasy. And I'm living for it. I'm here for it. This is like a guilty pleasure kind of reading thing. And I eat it up. So good. We're gonna go to the library real quick. I have some holds to pick up. So we're gonna go do that and maybe go grab some lunch because these kitties gotta eat. So does Mama. So let's go to the library and get some lunch. Birds like worms. They eat worms.
Oh, yes.
For their... Are you asking me what birds like for their birthday?
Yeah.
Probably seeds.
And what's their presents?
Their presents? A bag of seeds. Maybe a can of worms.
They just get food for the birthdays and presents?
Yeah.
What? They need toys, not food.
Or a birdhouse.
What? I can make a birdhouse.
You could make a birdhouse.
Yeah, to make the birds come to our house every day, and then we can. You had one, but it broke apart.
Yeah. Did you know that birdhouses is where like mommies like to make their nests for their babies?
Oh, that's so cute. Also, like trees, right?
Mm-hmm. Like trees. They like porches.
You just said mommy.
Mommy birdies.
You said it again. Mommy.
Well, they have babies, don't they?
Yeah.
So doesn't that make them mommies?
You said it again. That's your name. Mommy.
I am an absolute fiend, and I dip my french fries in my ice cream. You do that? I do that. There's a party in my tummy. So yummy. So yummy. Okay, we're gonna go to Aldi's really quick. Woo! My gosh, that trip to Aldi's was absolutely chaos. Before I even get in the store, I forgot a quarter. So I'm like sitting in the car, I'm like, do I go home? Because I don't want to go around begging in the parking lot for a quarter. And I don't know if the staff inside will give you a quarter. And so I was just kind of like stressed out about that. And then I finally got the guts to ask. I saw like another, she looked like a mom. So I felt safe asking her. And so like I pulled it next to her, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, do you have a quarter? Like I've got 3 kids, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do shopping without a quarter, without a cart. And she's like, yeah, I got you. And so she gave me the quarter and that was fine. And then somebody behind me started honking because they were trying to go forward and I was obviously like in the middle of the parking lot. I get inside, everything's fine and dandy, we do our grocery shopping, which I've got my youngest trying to jump out of the cart. I've got him strapped in, but those straps don't do anything. So I've got him trying to jump out of the cart while my other 2 like trying to like ask me 1,000 questions. And then we finally get up to the checkout. I'm checking out. And then I realize I forgot my card in the car because I just took in my wallet, but I had just paid for Dairy Queen. So I was like, oh, I'll just put my card in my purse right now because this guy's handing me things. So I forgot my card in the car. And so I was like, oh, fuck. So I put all the kids in the cart and I told the register lady, I'm like, because I was at self-checkout. So I was like, I'll be right back. I just forgot my card in the cart. And she's like, yeah, no problem. So I run out there and then we were parked on a hill. And so I had this big heavy cart and it kept trying to like drift and go away every time I tried to go and open the door. And eventually like I get it to stay and I get the card and I go inside and then the card reader isn't working for my card. And I'm like, what the heck? Why isn't this working? And then I remember I have Apple Pay. I didn't have to go out to my car at all. And then I try and open my phone and my youngest had locked it because he was pressing with the little passcode buttons and locked it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, is anything gonna work out right today? But we're home and it's fine, and that was frustrating, but we're fine. So I have been wanting to try for so long butter chicken and tikka masala because I've not really had any Indian food before. And I saw that they had these jars, which I thought would be really good. So they have a butter chicken curry sauce, and then they also have a tikka masala sauce. Thought those would be really cool to try. There was like a time on TikTok where butter chicken and tikka masala and the samosas were like all over TikTok. So I also found some mini vegetable samosas. And it comes with a dipping sauce. I think that'll be super tasty. For me, for like snacky kind of lunch things, I'm such a kid. I love Lunchables. Figured I would do kind of like a 1-up. And instead of Lunchables, I got a medium cheddar cheese, some garden vegetable crackers, and then this is the key. Where'd it go? The buffalo style chicken breast that they have deli sliced. So good. So eat all 3 of these together as like a little adult Lunchable, and my kids will eat this too. Some egg rolls that were on sale, and I love this everything bagel seasoning is so good. I love to put it on my pasta salads. I absolutely love is it Mosier Roth chocolates? I think they're German chocolates. Their truffles slap. So I got these. There's a chocolate cream, an Irish coffee flavor, salted caramel, and vanilla. I'm so excited to try these. I bought one for me and possibly one for like another friend. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. I have a few other things that are just staples, but I'm gonna put this away and then I will come back to show you my library haul for my holds. And team break, go! Let's talk about the holds that I got from the library. First one is called Out of Love. I say this in every video, I like to go into my books pretty blind, just like with a faint idea of what they're about if I know more about them. So I know that this one is about a couple who at the beginning of the book they have split, and then it kind of goes back in time to whenever they first met, and then back and forth time jumps of present day and then back whenever their relationship was first budding and blossoming and the reasons that they fell in love. And so this book is about how they very slowly fell out of love. That's all I know about that. And then we have Elena Ferrante's My Brilliant Friend. Again, I don't know much about it, but there's this girl on TikTok who has raved and raved and raved about this book. And as I'm trying to get into more lit fic, this is on the top list for a lot of people. We'll see. And then I have The Desaad Heir, but I do remember seeing a lot of reviews on it and being like, that sounds good. That sounds like the kind of book that I've been craving, but I can't remember what it's about. And then last year I read The Bridge Kingdom, so of course I want to read The Traitor Queen. I don't know why it's taken me so long to read the second one, because I did love the first one. And also The Traitor Queen is also on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read both physically and ebook if I want to. They do have an audiobook, but I'm not getting into that right now. But it's a pretty thin book, so I feel like it could be read pretty quickly, and I absolutely love Danielle L. Jensen's style of writing. And I also just picked up A Fate Inks in Blood or something like that. Danielle L. Jensen is very much so like an auto-buy author for me. And then the last book on the list is Big Swiss by Jen Began. People say that this book outwardly makes them laugh and cackle like nothing else, and I really need that kind of energy in my life, so I thought that this would be really good. And I mean, just look at the cover, it looks hilarious. So that is the little library haul. I still have all of the other holds that I'm holding on to. I'm about to finish Normal People. I'll finish it probably today. I've been listening to it on audiobook, and I have been loving it. I don't know, if I had just read Normal People by itself, I'm not so sure that I would have loved it as much. But because I did watch the show before, I have a bit more clarity of how the book works. The time jumps is very confusing to me sometimes. I had this feeling of I still want more, so I decided to read the book, and I'm very happy that I did that, because it's kind of fills in those little gaps I feel like maybe we're missing from Normal People, and gives you a little bit more insight into their actual internal monologue, because on the screen they don't really have that internal monologue. And you can get a sense of what they're thinking, but you don't know exactly what they're thinking. And so with the book, you now know exactly what they're thinking in those situations. Hard to kind of pick up on cues sometimes, or what somebody might be thinking. I really am appreciative that the screenwriting didn't stray from the book. It's probably the best book to screen adaptation that I've ever experienced. They stuck so closely to the source material, and I really, really thoroughly enjoy that. So I'm gonna go put these up, probably clean up a little bit maybe, and get back to reading some more Bride. I'll come back whenever I finish Normal People and I have an update on Bride. Here's my little dog of the day. So outfit-wise, these are pants from TikTok Shop. I've got my Docs. It's just an old t-shirt that I cut up, as well as this bag I think I got from Shein like a few years ago. And then water for right now, but I'm hoping that an iced coffee is in my future. And then for book of the day is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This is the fit. We're gonna go thrifting. It's gonna be fun. What are you telling me?
Yeah,
what are you? I have demons. You really think I need Jesus, huh? What?
I can
Oh my God, the New Testament. I am home. Let's go over this little thrift haul that I have. First up, this is not from the thrift store. This was from the Dollar Tree. I got some of these things. They are moisture eliminators, and I've been seeing a lot of stuff online about books having mold, and I had books that had mold, so also from the Dollar Tree. I saw these because I want to have more greenery, more plants kind of things, so I got these to put in a pot and kind of have them dangling from somewhere. I did get quite a lot of books. So the first one that I got was The Silent Patient, which for $2.92, can't really beat that price for a book. Midnight Sun. Now all I need is Twilight. I have all of them but Twilight. And then I also got Dragon in an Ember. Immediately, this is the first thing that I saw when I walked in the book section, was this version of the Mortal Instruments. And I think I read like the first Mortal Instruments book back whenever they were first coming out, and I just never continued with them, and I see all the book girlies talk about them, so I found these two with these edges, these other ones too, because I really want to read them. Okay, so I got the first four. Some sheets, because I want to make a quilt. I have this material that is absolutely perfect, and I've been looking for these two colors, and so I found these. So these are for making quilt. And then I got this dress, which kind of ties in the front a little bit. I thought that could be a cute little moment. These are curtains. Super pretty. Like, look at how elegant these curtains are. So I was thinking either for my room or for the living room, anywhere, the office. These are so elegantly beautiful. These shoes, I've been wanting a pair of shoes like this for a while now. They're very strappy, but comfy, and they're very cushiony. Got a little wallet. I love, love, love this green color. And then I got some shelves for our gallery wall so that I can so that I can put a planter on it or something to give it a little bit more of something, you know? So let's go ahead and put these books on the shelf. I finished reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and I loved this so much. I ate this up so quick, and I've been sitting on it for a couple of days now. This is a really great introduction book for those who are new to the paranormal, supernatural, monster type romances with the alphas, the Omegaverse, all that. It is very palatable, and it is not overwhelming. And not overwhelming with all of the information of explaining the inner workings. This is one of those books where you don't really realize how quickly you're reading because it's just so easy to digest. I am assuming that there's going to be a second book with the way that it was left off. We need Serena's book. Lo is just so incredibly emotionally intelligent. We love an emotionally intelligent male. Someone who is not going to jump to conclusions and is so self-aware and also just so in tune with a woman's emotions and not making her feel crazy or just jumping the gun on things. Love him. And this book got a lot of flack because of the way that the female main character talks. She says things like bonkers, which I am somebody who says bonkers or okie dokie, artichoke. Like, I'm one of those. So that did not bother me at all. And I thought that her job being in coding It's really cool, but that's more so like a me thing because I wanted to be a coder for a really long time. So the fact that she was a white hat hacker, I thought was really cool. There was like these fun points at the end where one of our characters called Misery's father a fuckwaffle. And I thought that was hilarious. It was giving very much Jenny McCarthy kind of vibes. Like the kind of insults that she would do. Just hilarious. I loved that so much. This is such like a good refresher from having read Tower of Dawn last week. It was such a like more serious kind of book and a lot of information to digest. This was such a perfect palate cleanser, and I'm so glad that I picked this up. This is forever gonna have a special place in my heart. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg. This is very vanilla compared to some of the monster romances that I've read. It is so good for beginners. So great. And it's so light and so refreshing. And I just loved it so much. Now that I've gotten my little smutty book in for the month, I would like to move on to something a little bit more lit-ficky, or I might read an arc, The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. I have my mountain of library books that I need to get through. This is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, and I think that this would be really good. I started reading it while I was in the Chipotle line the other day, and I'm only about, I think it was 8 pages in. It's really, I'm not far in it at all. I took a break from reading the last couple of days. On the weekends, I really don't read a lot because my husband is home. We spend time together, spend time with the kids. And that's whenever we do the majority of like the laundry. And I've started doing some yard work because I'm working on a big project in the backyard. And so the weekends are like not a good reading time for me. So I'll probably pick this up, or like I said, The Honey Witch. I would like to read one more book before I end this vlog, so I at least have 2 books in this vlog. This is probably what I'll read, or again, The Honey Witch, as I've said like 5 times now. Oh my gosh. I mentioned that I've got this really big project that I'm working on in my backyard, and I'm so excited for it. Did I wake up yesterday morning thinking that I was gonna redo my entire back garden? No, I did not. It was not even on my radar. But I've had this Japanese maple sitting in my front yard in the pot, along with like a lilac bush that I've been wanting to plant. I have a bunch of plants back there, like a bunch of plants in pots that I've been needing to plant. I have some blueberry bushes and stuff that I need to get in the ground. And so yesterday, just spur of the moment, I was like, you know what? We're going to redo the garden in the back because it's been stagnant for the last 2 years because Georgia weather is so hot. I think it got like to 109 or something last year in the summer. And I had a newborn, so I just was not doing my gardening then. And then, like, I was pregnant and everything, and so I just wasn't doing a lot of gardening work. And I saw this picture on Pinterest. It's a fire pit with Japanese maples and floral, like, just flowers all around. And I thought that would be a lot easier to manage. So I'm clearing out the backyard currently of the old garden and taking down the fencing that I had because the fencing was broken. I'll show you guys so that you can see it a little bit better. But I'm taking down the wire fencing and I'm going to leave the trellis up. But I'm going to leave my planter boxes there so I can plant some stuff that I want, like tomatoes and maybe some cucumbers. Just not a huge variety because I really overwhelmed myself the first year that I did it because I tried to do too many things. And I think that I'm just going to stick with some things that are really easy and that I know that I'll use a lot of. And tomatoes for sure is something that I'll use a ton of. I would really love to have like cherry tomatoes. I think that'd be good. I thought about a magnolia, but magnolia trees, the evergreen would be the one that I would want. But they get massive, and so that would not be good for the little garden that I'm kind of planning. Yeah, so that's what I worked on yesterday, and then it started raining, so then I had to stop. Yes, that's where I'm at. Just a little bit of a weekend update. That's what we were doing. Look at my big fluffy, I brushed out my curls. This is my bed head from my shower last night. I slept on wet hair, which I hate doing, but I just did my bangs. That's it, because they were real crazy. So this is like all my natural curls trying to come back. You can see all my deadness down here. With the fact that I've like not been coloring my hair or bleaching my hair anymore, this is all my natural. It's The curls are coming back, and I haven't seen my curls since I was probably like 14 years old, somewhere around there, because that's whenever I started coloring my hair. It's crazy seeing all my curls coming back, or my waves. I don't know what you want to call them. They look more wavy now since I brushed them out, but they look real curly sometimes, especially I'll get like my little baby hairs will get super curly up there. So my Papa Sun my Papa Sun chair broke like a couple weeks ago or so. The base of it broke. This circle part is fine. I'm really sad about it because I love this chair. It's so comfy. It was the first chair that I could really just sit back and relax and read in, but I'm bummed that the base broke. It just snapped one day. So now my Papa Sun chair is on the floor. We're gonna update my reading journal just a little bit together because I have not done it in a hot minute, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't touched it since January. I didn't even fill out my February card. Really didn't even read that much in February though. Alright, anyways, we need to fill out our library card for the month of March, and I have to recount all the books that I've read in March so far. What have I read? I read Empire, Storms, and then Tower, Dawn, and then Normal People, and Bride. I feel like there was something else that I might have read. Let me double check in my Goodreads real quick. I also read Morgana and Oz, which was that graphic novel that I read, I think it was in between Tower of Dawn. So in February, we did A Word So Fitly Spoken, Phoenix Bride, and Powerless. I read 3 books in February. Damn. Powerless, I think I gave it a 3-star, didn't I? Phoenix Bride, I can't remember exactly what I gave it. And A Word So Fitly Spoken, I think I also gave a 3-star. And then A Word So Fitly Spoken was early, February 5th. I finished it. Done. And also for Morgana and Oz. And Powerless. Why not? And I think that is it for this page for now. I did read Bride, which I gave a 5-star. I still have yet to read A Tempest of Tea. I need to listen to that. Okay. Have I read any of these? Powerless. I gave a 4-star. I DNF'd this, unfortunately. I knocked 2 more off of my 24 books of 2024, which is fantastic. Ooh, I have not been doing my book of the month. Ah, what is wrong with me? I need to do my book of the month. We'll come back to that. Oh, and then genres at a glance. So then I have my bingo card here. Is werewolf considered monster spot? I don't know. I did read a library book though. Did I finish a book in a day? I'm not going to count webcomics for that. Graphic novel. I did read a graphic novel. Okay, let me grab my stickers. So I did read a graphic novel, which is Morgana and Oz. New release, I did read. Also did a buddy read. Look at me go. That's where I'll leave that at the moment. I forgot to press record. So I've gotten to this point in Never Let Me Go where it is kind of picking up for me a little bit. And it's getting a little bit easier to read. because I am having to like train my brain to read literary fiction, because like to me, I'm like, that's what I was forced to read in school. And so whenever somebody tells me I have to do something, I don't like to do it. Getting to an easier point. So it is about Kathy. She is a 31-year-old carer, which I'll just leave it at that. She is recounting her memories from her time at this institution. It's like a boarding school called Hailsham, and she is talking about her time there and calling back on memories with them. And the way that the narration is that Kathy is talking directly to us as the reader, that's fine and dandy. It's going good. Are you running off with my trash can? Really? There's a huge detail in this book about the students that I truly wish that I did not know yet. Whenever it's marketed or whenever people talk about this book, it's like a huge detail that they talk about. And I truly wish that I would not have known this detail and not found out about it until the students had. I kind of feel like that would have gave me a little bit more shock factor, I guess. I took some notes last night because I was reading really late into the night. So I took some notes because I was like, I'm not going to remember any of the stuff that I want to say. I'm just not very good at saying my stuff as eloquently as I can writing it down. I'm having a bit of a difficult time imagining these characters. I'm very unfamiliar with the way that school systems work in the UK. So they say like, oh, junior 6, senior 4. I don't know what year that means, because just whenever I think I know around the age range that would be, it's wrong. So I need to Google or something. The narrator has a way of having like a very well-spoken kind of adolescence, where you know it's being told from an older future narrator, but the recount of the stories being called back on, they really bring you into like that childlike state of mind. And it really makes you feel like you're there. But that's just how I'm feeling about it right now. I don't feel negative. I don't feel positive about it. It's just, I'm very neutral on it, and I'm hoping that it can pick up and I can like it a little bit more. It is a sci-fi dystopian book, so I know what makes it a sci-fi dystopian, but I'm not going to tell you what makes it sci-fi dystopian, because I personally would have loved to go into this book with as little information as possible. Now that I know, it gives you very ominous foreshadowing hints at what could be happening. So I'm not going to tell you what's so special about these students. So if you don't know, please don't look it up unless you want it to be. It's not a spoiler because they literally, it's not on the back of the book, but any person that I've ever seen talk about it, they mention it. And so I'm like, at a little bit of a crossroads with that. I have not gone to go and get a coffee in a hot minute. So let's go get a coffee. Hi, good morning. Can I please do a large iced caramel macchiato? Can I also please do a blueberry donut and then a 10 count of your munchkins?
What kind of munchkins?
Just the assorted. Yes. Thank you. When is the last time I had Dunkin' Donuts? It's been a hot minute since I've had Dunkin'. Dunkin', it's really hit or miss as to whether or not it's good. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Let's see if it tastes good. It looks pretty light, but sometimes looks can be deceiving. I've got a raging migraine today, so I'm really hoping this is good. You know, it's a little bit light, but it's okay. It still tastes good. Anyways, I don't have any big plans for the day. I think I might pick up my guitar a little bit. Yesterday, it was all work and no play. So today, we're gonna do a little bit of play. Hence the coffee. I might film a few TikToks because I do look pretty good if I do so say myself. Let's go. Excuse me, sir. Who are you? And what are you doing in my swamp? God, look at how pretty you are. He's the tomcat of the neighborhood. This dude's been spraying my back porch. He's gonna run off as soon as he realizes I'm in my car. Hi. Oh, hi. Are you meowing at me? You are super duper sweet. Oh, wait. Oh, hi. So yesterday, while we were out, I found one of my dream plants. It was for a really good price too. A Swiss leaf monstera. How freaking cool. So I got this one. I also picked up a little pothos. Look at how cute. It took me entirely way too long to decide which pothos I wanted because I was picking them up and comparing them all very tediously. And this was the best one that I found. And you can see there's lots of new little leaves sprouting off of here. So I'm trying my absolute best to take care of them. I have a bit of a black thumb, unfortunately, but I love plants. So I'm very excited about these. I love little plant babies. And it's the springtime now and everything's blooming and I need something around me that feels alive. If only it'll fix some of this dead inside. Yeah. I have a plan for the next vlog. Because I have just been, ever since I read Bride, that's all I want to read is werewolf romance. That's literally all I want to read right now. And Never Let Me Go is not keeping my attention. I'm gonna try and finish it. But God, I just want to read werewolf romance. So I think the next vlog is just strictly gonna be werewolf romance. I swear. I want like a really good contemporary with some comedic relief werewolf romance. I need recommendations. If you know of any, please let me know. Yeah. Are you trying to show the book off? Is that what you're trying to do? Are you gonna talk about it? Yes. Okay, let's talk about the book. This is Big Swiss. We've still yet to read it. Oh, we don't eat books. That's not good. Listen, I fear that if I continue with this book, it is going to send me into a slump. I want to love it. I want to be a lit fit girly. I do. But there is just so little dialogue in this that I'm having such a hard time paying attention to it. And I hate that. I hate that so much. Maybe I'll come back to it in the future, but I've got werewolf on my mind. You know what I mean? I just want to get into that. So I think that's where I'm going to leave this vlog because I don't really have much else. I'll literally start the next vlog right here. I'll come back to it possibly in the future in audiobook form. I feel like I would do really, really well with this in audiobook form because then I can do other things mentally stimulating for my brain while I'm doing other things, but it's not stimulating enough for me to sit down and read it physically. So once my audiobook comes through, I think I got it on Libby, so maybe once that comes through, I'll finish it. But as for right now, it's not gonna happen, and I'm not gonna push it because then I'll go into a slump, and I don't want that. I want to read. So that's where I'm gonna leave this off. A little bit of a bummer, but it's okay. We still got a really good book out of this, and it has propelled us forward into having that energy and that excitement for the next vlog, and that'll be really exciting. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I also hope that you have a fantastic, beautiful day, and of course, stay excellent. Bye.